Debate continues over the proposed Interconnecting Gulfport roadway project. While project leaders say the new route would reduce traffic and support growth, those opposed say it would come at too high a cost. Cody Heister introduces us to a group working to ensure their voices are heard and community history is preserved.
Is economic development to the community much more important than the citizens' lives and health? It's your city. I mean, do you not care about your citizens?
Opponents of the Interconnecting Gulfport roadway project argue the plan's cost, environmental, economic, and neighborhood disruption would outweigh any promised benefits. That's why residents, community leaders, and environmental advocates boarded a bus for a first-hand look at areas they say could be affected by the proposed project.
We look at communities that oftentimes are underserved and need assistance.
As the group toured North Gulfport, Dr. Robert Bullard said the history of communities like Forest Heights and Turkey Creek must be preserved.
We want to preserve that, and when improvements come to town, enhancements, jobs, economic development, we want to share in those benefits, but at the same time we don't want the burden somehow to always be dispersed and sent to those communities.
The tour comes as the environmental advocate group ECHO appeals permits issued by the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality for the roadway project.
There's no reason to do this. Why would you take the worst plan that you've been given and use it for doing your road when other plans have told you that's a destructive plan?
Supporters say the road would ease traffic and fuel Gulfport's growth. Opponents say there should be a closer look before the plan moves forward.
Wetlands are necessary anywhere and everywhere to keep your communities alive and vibrant and even to keep them, on par.
For Dr. Bullard, it was an opportunity to amplify residents' concerns and push for justice.
We have to make sure that the communities that are least protected are at the table when decisions are being made.
The group's message is clear. Speak up now or be left out later.
If you don't say anything, who can you blame but yourselves?
In Gulfport, Cody Heister, WLOX News Now.